It is always a pleasure seeing you. The last time you and I were together virtually was during Black History Month. The songwriters, got together and they were doing the big event during Black History Month. You were one of the performers. Of course, when you broke down, let your backbone slide, it was like a party atmosphere. What was that like for you being part of all this? Other artists like Gary Beals, there were so many other artists that were part of this. But my friend, you stole the show.
I don't know if I stole the show. Shout out to all the other artists, man. They did a real good job. That I
Absolutely.
forget that girl's name, man. The young girl, the young one.
Oh, I know who you're talking about, and I can't think of her name either, and I apologize for
she
that.
bodied that, and not everybody was wicked, man. Everybody was wicked, and from that, I started corresponding with Gary Beals more because I got a radio show up here. You know what I'm saying? Maestro in the Maritimes, and he's a maritimer. You see what I'm saying? So it's only right that we connect and start corresponding about getting him on the show.
I remember you guys did kind of talk a little bit about that, so it did happen. And you're talking about your radio show. So before this interview started, I was trying to think of the list of things that you have accomplished. Of course, hip hop artist, first Juno Award winner for the hip hop rap category, actor. You are an author. You are a motivational speaker. Am I forgetting anything else a host? I could just keep going.
Thank you.
What is the drive, and what do you do? Do you just look out the window and do you just look at mountains and just say, I'm going to go and climb that one today?
I don't know, man, Rudy. I mean, I remember years and years ago, they said, listen, man, you only have 15 minutes of fame. And I thought about that. That kind of bothered me because it took me longer than 15 minutes to write the first verse of Backbone. So my mind is, you're going to get used to the face. Like, you're going to get used to the face, and I'm going to expand and do different things and evolve. And then when I had artists like, for example, like, Ice-T, Ice Cube, and then Tupac, when I saw them brothers in movies like Boys in the Hood, New Jack City, and Juice, I was like, okay, let me study this dude, Tupac. And I realized he went to like acting school. Like, he took courses. So I said, let me take some courses. So I studied under some of the top teachers in Toronto, and but I learned that from watching like Pac do, make the expansion from being a hip hop artist to being, known as film and TV, and to find out he used to do that before he was making music on that level. So I had points of reference to look at to say, if this game is expanding, you could try to expand too. So that's basically what it was, man. And then from that, more opportunities came, and you just take it from there,
Do you realize you are a legend? I mean, the word is used all the time. Godfather, Canadian hip hop, but truly a legend, groundbreaker. Do you realize you are in that category?
Yeah. I'll say that, not boldly,
Mm-hmm.
but not humbly either. It is what it is, man. I put the scar in the borough. I'm Scarborough all day. 416 is in the mix. 905, keep the vibe alive. That's me. I'm Toronto to the fullest, and that's a fact, and with that comes responsibility because I've done some extraordinary things, but we come from an extraordinary city of Toronto that helped mold me to become the artist I am today. And to watch these other artists come after me, and evolve and do big, like do monumental things. I'm looking at them and I'm inspired by those artists too as well. For example, my book, Stick to Your Vision, Young Maestro Goes to School. I mean, Cardinal did the foreword for it. He wrote the foreword for that. Like, how cool is that? The first book, Chuck D from the legendary Public Enemy wrote the foreword. Now this one here, my man, like my favorite MC out of Toronto, who's a legend in his own right.
Absolutely.
Cardinal,
he's an executive.
Been an executive. He don't need somebody to give him a time. He's been an executive for years, man. He's been an executive for years, man. A legend for years, man. So
absolutely. But can we see the book again? Can you bring that out one more time? Because this is what we're talking about. This Stick to Your Vision. This is an amazing thing, young Maestro. How did you come up with this idea? Because it's kind of funny. When I thought about this and I thought about the book, my first thought was thinking about when I used to watch, Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids. And in a lot of ways, I thought to myself, this is kind of like in that same genre. How did you come up with this idea?
Well, first of all, shout out to my team. Redora Melton Vanderpool, who's the co-author of that book. She's also an education expert. And then you're talking about the illustrations by the one and only Leon Eclipse Robinson. I had no idea how Leon was going to attack this. I just knew I wanted to work with him. I knew he was the right guy. I just didn't know how he was going to come with. I just left that to him. Like, I did the writing. The writing's all done. Redora oversees seeing that to make sure everything is good from a elementary school student's perspective. But I left that to Leon to do, and he came with it, man. He came with it, man. Gave me a high top fade. Look at that, man.
I love that.
You got to ask him. You got to ask him that question. But obviously, when we saw it, we saw obviously potential, animation, series, all that stuff, all that. As soon as he did the first drawing, which was probably because we kept it. This was the very first drawing that he submitted. And once we saw that, I'm like, yo, that's that guy right there. That's that kid, And it's
Amazing.
so funny. There was no in the story for that specific picture to be from a story perspective. But we went back and be like, nah, we have to have that somewhere as a promotion piece. So we put that at the beginning of the book before the story started. But
sorry, I'm going to jump in. Let's talk about that because what I understand, this is really about, it's not just like your young story. It's a family story. It's a Canadian family story.
Exactly. And it's also about mentorship. And it's also about the importance of inspirational elementary school teachers, because I've been blessed to have some very inspirational elementary school teachers, how I came up. And, with my family and my mentors, what have you, they really helped me become the artist I am today, so I got to tip my hat to them. And especially in a time like this, Rudy, when teachers are being, disregarded, what I mean? It's not just the students or the parents. It's like, imagine going to school saying, listen, man, I want to make a difference. And, I've got friends who are teachers, they're crying, they're going through meltdowns like, Wes, I just want my kids. I just wanted to be in the class with my kids, and it's been taken away from me, man. And I'm like, try to calm them down. Then I feel kind of guilty because where I'm at, my son is going to school maskless, and he got rugby practice after school. He got it made over here to some capacity.
Wow.
Yeah, so I feel kind of guilty in a way where it's like, my friends, but nah, it's like, I made a decision to come out here with his mom's, with the family, to try to do the right thing for him. And that's all she wrote on that note. And you talk from a father's perspective. And getting back to the book, this book shows that my father was a good dude, showed that I had, the book's about family structure. At the end of the day, we can't let COVID break down our family structure. There's so many obstacles already designed to separate us from our family as Black men. You feel me? So something like this is like, it's a no-brainer. I'm down. I'm driving 16 hours and I'm going to have to, matter of fact, I'm meeting the mayor tomorrow, man. How cool is that?
Amazing. Wow.
The mayor of New Brunswick wants, if it's not going to be today, if it's not going to be tomorrow, it's going to be next week. But they reached out to me last night. They're like, yo, man, we see you chilling in the spot, His Excellency would like to meet you. So basically, the mayor of New Brunswick will meet the rap prime minister. How cool is that? You know what I'm saying? How cool is that?
That is the coolest thing, and it shows that the hard work that you've done for the last. And by the way, I should say very quickly too, happy anniversary, because we are talking 30 years of celebrating you, your music, your inspiration. That just shows what 3 decades of hard work turns out to be. That word, respect. You must be proud of that.
Yeah, I'm proud, man. Thank you. And just I wanted to interject too quickly. Is St. John is probably the friendliest place in Canada I've ever been to. I just want to say that before I forgot. But I'm Canadian, born in Toronto, raised in Toronto. The map is East Coast, West Coast. I was in Van City for 5 years. Toronto is the base, and I am proud. I'm proud of what I've done. But I'm not one of those guys that lie on my laurels, like, you know what, I did this back in the day, so you should honor me. I'm like this guy who's continued to show longevity, perseverance, as well as Canadian heritage. You know what I'm saying? So me doing a book like this is just an extension of who I am, who I've been, you know, definitely.
Could we be blessed in you reading maybe a paragraph from your book or a line? Because I think it would be the coolest thing for kids to see Maestro reading from his own book. And I apologize. I should have asked about that ahead of time, but I was just thinking to myself, you know what? We never get a chance to see something like this. This would be something that would be very cool.
This is my type of writing. So basically, the dude is going. He has to write he has to recite his. He wrote something. He wrote a poem, but he's going up against two students who are older than him, and I got more confidence in him. One of the students' name is Hakeem the Dream, and the other one is Julia the Great. All right. So he's nervous, but this is just an excerpt from page 1 of chapter 2. And the quote of chapter 2, which I might as well say is a quote from Rita Pearson. Every child deserves a champion, an adult who will never give up on them, who understands the power of connection and insists that they become the best that they can possibly be. So Rita Pearson she was a teacher, and she earned numerous awards for her contribution to education, and the legacy of her TED Talks has more than 20 million views. So that's how that quote started. So the page I'm about to read, you can see what's going on right there.
Yes.
All right, so basically, Wes nervously stared at the school clock in his classroom. Suddenly, Julia, one of his competitors in the contest, stuck her head into the class. She then looked at him and kissed her teeth with a loud. The sound was piercing and annoying. She then walked off, laughing down the hallway. Wes knew all she was really trying to do was make him nervous for the contest. She was doing a great job. Julia was always a teacher's pet. Too bad they didn't know how much of a pain in the you-know-what she really was. So that's a page right there. That's my man. He's prepping. And Julia the Great comes in, tries to intimidate him. You know what I mean?
So this isn't just about, you literally are taking culture that we don't get a chance to hear or see, and this is put in the book.
My brother, this is what we do. This is my book, man. You know what I'm saying? Right now, this is like the last picture. The boy's eating a chicken roti.
Guyanese flag. Thank you so much for that. Oh my Lord.
Shout out to Jamal McGlure, Jerry D, Tanya Williams, as well as Classified for beautiful testimonials on this project, man. I'm very proud and grateful for them to do that. But yeah, I mean, this is my book. I write it how I feel like writing it. You know what I'm saying?
That was
strips is a word. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. I'm wondering, well, you kind of mentioned it earlier. I want to go back to that. I want to revisit what you said earlier. Animation. There has to be some platform where we're gonna see this young, amazing character on the screen, whether it be on computer screens, online, or on television. Also, will there be merchandise? I would wear that T-shirt with him on it instantly.
Of course, man. Of course. What do you think? You know me. you don't think I thought I'd read it? Fam, come on. Fam, come on. This is me you're dealing with, man. This is me you're dealing with, man. Come on, B. You thought, oh, Rudy, I never thought about that, man. Damn, that's a good idea. A T-shirt. Never thought, you know? Fam, how about pencils, man, with stick division on it, man? How about a package of pencils? How about knapsacks? How about action figures? How about lunch? Come on, man. This is me you're dealing with, man. This is me you're dealing with. But I'm proud of the team. Damn, I never thought of that one. You know what I'm saying? Like, but listen, of course, man. Right now, it's a blessing. Right now, stickers, what do you call it? Puzzles. This kid is fresh, man. He's young Maestro on his way to school. You know what I mean? So, but like I said, shout out to my team.
Mm-hmm.
And Rudy, it's about expanding, man, and a lot of times too, we forget about certain things. I came up with something a couple of days ago that I want to share with you. In times like this, we really have to reevaluate our value. You know what I'm saying? Reevaluate our value. And I say that because we're a part of a global pandemic. You know what I'm saying? Our lives have changed in so many capacities. It's easy for us to forget who we really are. So, you got to reevaluate your value. Like, I'm here chilling, but the mayor's hollering at me. You know what I'm saying? The mayor of St. John. It's like, how cool is that? So I might be thinking of like, damn, there's so much things I couldn't do in terms of shows, in terms of so much things that I lost out on due to the powers that be. And it makes you kind of forget yourself. You kind of lose yourself. But I'm saying within these times, it's good to really, it's one thing to stick to your vision, but you have to, sometimes have a revision, revise your plan, reassess yourself and reevaluate your value. Understand what I'm saying? I think that's very important because I'm here in the Maritimes, but the love I get over here is crazy, man. It's crazy during these times. And it's like, I got to be grateful for that. You understand what I'm saying? And it's like you've been doing this for a long time, but I'm sure that COVID has affected you to some capacity or the other. Nobody's 100% okay, right? I don't care who you are. So that being said, it's important that we don't lose ourselves, while we lose our minds to some capacity. And these times, it's one thing to have a vision, but you should have a revision or a contingency plan. Because if you asked me last year this time if I'd be living in St. John, New Brunswick, I would say, what? I wouldn't even know, right? So we had to make a revision of the plan, But while you're revising your plan and while you're going through the trials and tribulations that's going on right now, you lose yourself. We all have. But while we do this, it's important to try to stay grounded and reevaluate your value, to yourself, to your community, to your family. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to share that with you because it hasn't been easy for me, hasn't been easy for you, hasn't been easy for all of us. We all have. But at the same time, too, if it wasn't for COVID-19, I wouldn't have sat down and had time to write this masterpiece. You know why? Because I would have been busy touring. I would have been busy filming. I would have been busy producing my own TV shows, my own what have you. I'd be busy running around my son at basketball practices. I would have, you know what I'm saying? But while this was going on, I had a chance to tap into my creativity. And this is a healthy distraction. And at the same time, it's about saving lives for the youth. You see what I'm saying? It wasn't like I was distracted popping mollies. I was distracted doing something like that could hopefully, you know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're saying.
Put an impact on the community, you know what I'm saying? And kids are the future, man. So I'm just glad I'm a part of this, man. Definitely.
Then what advice, if we could go back in time, what advice would you have given young Maestro if you could talk to him?
That there's light at the end of the tunnel, man. And just relax. You're going to be okay. That's it. Because a lot of times, we have anxiety. We go through all kinds of stuff. And you were wondering, is it the world over? Like how many times I had anxiety coming up in certain things. And then I always make it through at the end of the day, man. We always make it through. And we're only here for a minute, man. And while we're here, just, you try to make the most impact you possibly can. And at 53 years old, I feel that I've made like some cool contributions to my community, and I'm gonna continue doing that, So that's what's up.
Will that contribution be any new music in the horizon?
Yeah, because this guy's got bars, man. This guy's got bars. Come on, man. Rudy smiling, man. Rudy, this is me deal with fam. Come on, fam.
I love this. I ask a question and you're just looking at me like, come on, we've been doing this for years. Why are you even bothering asking this? I have to ask these questions because if I don't, people are going to be sitting there going, well, I just wanted to know. What are we looking at for new music, my friend?
No, I got new music coming out. I always have new music coming out, man. Matter of fact, I'm dropping a new single with Point Blank.
Oh, wow.
Soon. I think next week. I got a new single, Point Blank and Concrete Mob. How cool is that? Video, everything. You know what I mean? So always, man, always. Music is the foundation, regardless, man. But I'll be expanding, doing different things as well. It's always an honor to chop it up with you, man,
Always, my friend. Look, I'm going to let you go. Get back to the family. Be safe where you are, but we miss you here in Toronto. So I'm
always in Toronto, man. I mean, look what I'm rocking, man. I'm always in Toronto. Look what I'm wearing, man.
I know. That's why I wanted to make sure I had this on, because I know the support is always there. Look, always big love for you, always big respect, and always a platform for you for whatever you're doing. I am so glad you were doing this book, but I cannot wait, honestly, when I see it as animation. That's the thing I'm looking so forward to, and how you're going to do this with the voices, the music, and everything else. This is going to be groundbreaking, my friend. Congratulations.
My man, we talk soon. Thank you.